Hey you guys, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope that everything is okay with you guys. I hope that your health is great and your family's health. Um, and we're in for this for another week. Next week is spring break, so you guys will not have as much work next week. Well, you won't really have any work assigned from me next week. There will be no read theory. The only thing is I will make sure that I'm going to ask is for you guys to make sure that you're ready to turn in your OR projects, not next Friday, but the next Friday, the 17th. So I'm coming to you guys now to do a book talk on chapter 10, The Shell and the Glasses. And so this is following Simon's death. So the boys, everyone was there, including Ralph and Piggy, including Sam and Eric. All the boys were there for Simon's death. Simon climbed out of the woods, crawled out of the woods. And this is in chapter 9. He crawled out of the woods. He had seen the parachutist. He knew that there was no beast. He came back to tell the boys this. And he came in as the boys were dancing. There was a storm. It was raining. The boys were chanting. Ralph, Piggy, they were part of this. And they killed Simon, thinking that Simon was the beast. So now we see chapter 10, the shell and the glasses. And so it's just like a really bad morning. So Ralph, Piggy, they've woken up. They are sore. Sam and Eric eventually show up. Ralph starts wanting to discuss what happened last night. I'm looking at page 156. Piggy suggests that Ralph should call an assembly. Ralph laughs. And he says, "You're the chief." Ralph laughs again. "You are over us. I've got the conch." "Ralph, stop acting like that. Look, there ain't no need, Ralph. What will the others think?" At last, Ralph stopped. He was shivering. "Piggy?" "Huh?" "That was Simon. You said that before." "Huh?" "That was murder." "You stop it," said Piggy. "What good are you talking like that?" And so basically we see Piggy is just kind of refusing to accept this. Piggy has always been our rational one, our intellectual boy, and Piggy cannot accept that they killed Simon. And Piggy rationalized this. This is on page 156. It was an accident. That's what it was, an accident. Coming in the dark. He had no business crawling like that out of the dark. He was batty. He asked for it. And he and Ralph kind of disagree about this. Ralph says it wasn't an accident. Like, we did this. It was terrible. Moving on, the twins come up, Sam and Eric, or as they're called, Sam and Eric all together, one word. And they're like, "Fancy meeting you, Ralph." And basically Sam and Eric's plan is just to play like they weren't even there. They said, "We left early because we were tired. So did we." Oh, excuse me. That was Piggy that said that. But the Sam and Eric are going to say they left early as well. So we were very tired. So we left early. Was it a good dance? And basically all the boys are upset by this. And they just choose to not talk about it. "We left early" is how that section ends. Going on, we see Jack is now at his kind of climax of leadership. Jack is using fear to totally manipulate the boys. He's decided to randomly just tie up boys, punish them for no reason. He has poor Wilfred tied up, and he's been tied up for hours. This is page 159. They're planning on going for another hunt. Jack and his men are, and like I said, he's just using fear to totally manipulate the boys. The chief was sitting there naked to the waist, his face blocked out in white and red. The tribe lay in a semicircle before him. The newly beaten and untied Wilford was sniffling noisily on the ground. Roger squatted with the rest. And so what I was trying to lead for was here's what I was trying to find. So basically the boys, Jack's boys, have questions about last night. And Jack is now using the beast as this like all-powerful kind of like fearful thing, and he's using it to manipulate the boys. And the boys are asking, well, didn't we and this is Stanley asking this, and he's trying to say, well, didn't we kill the beast last night? Because I thought that's what we did. And Jack says no. In the silence that followed, each savage flinched away from his individual memory. So basically, Jack is using his power to kind of like guide the thought process. He's taking over the thought process of all his savages. No, how could we kill it? Half relieved, half daunted by the implication of further terrors, the savages murmured again. So leave the mountain alone, said the chief solemnly, and give it the head if you go hunting. And then so what we see is that Jack's group of boys realize that they no longer have fire. And so they need fire. And how they do that is they raid Ralph and Piggy's and the Litlins that are still with them, and Sam and Eric, they raid their tents at night, and they beat up Piggy in the, not the tents, but the shelters they've made. And then this chapter ends, and the boys realize, I thought they would have taken the conch. Ralph trotted down the pale beach and jumped on the platform. The conch was glimmering by the chief's seat. He gazed for a moment or two and then went back to Piggy. They didn't take the conch. I know. They didn't come for the conch. They came for something else. Ralph, what am I going to do? Far off, along the bow stave of the beach, 3 figures trotted towards Castle Rock. They kept away from the forest and down by the water. Occasionally they sang softly. Occasionally they turned cartwheels down by the moving streak of phosphorescence. The chief led them, trotting steadily, exuding in his achievement. He was a chief now, in truth. He made stabbing motions with his spear. From his left hand dangled Piggy's broken glasses. So basically, the boys have now taken Piggy's glasses so they can have a consistent fire. And this leaves Piggy blinded. And, we talked a lot about how Piggy's glasses represent intelligence, represent being logical, and the conch represented order. And the boys are no longer interested in the conch, and they've taken from Piggy his intelligence, his symbol of himself, and they're going to use that now for fire. Thank you guys. Hang with me, and I'll do chapter 11 book talk in just a sec. Thanks.